This is going to get extremely dangerous, in my opinion, so please listen up. All right, guys, so a lot of you have already heard me talk about the nonsense that's going on with people and bad behavior, and how bad behavior and psychological behaviors are getting bad very, very fast. In fact, we have more kids under the age of 18 going after their parents and ending their parents' life. And all for what? It doesn't make sense, because a lot of it is like the parent is telling the kid, no, you can't get this, you can't get that video game. One kid couldn't get VR glasses and ended his mother's life, and then tried to order the VR glasses after she was already gone by using her credit card, and then he never got to use it, and somehow they found out that the mother was gone. The cops got into the apartment and saw the mother's body, and then arrested the kid, and the kid never even got to play with his VR glasses. That's not the point. The point is we are noticing more of this. This is in the news almost every day. Parents are telling their kids no. Parents are just being parents. And kids are reacting by going after their parents in this manner. It is not making sense, and you cannot blame this on just video games. People go, it's got to be the video games. I don't know what video game where a parent says no to you, you turn around and do that. It is not the video games. It is something way more deadlier than we think, because this is a growing problem and people are not talking about it. I just saw a short on a kid, 15-year-old kid, that offed his grandmother and went after his mother. And the reasons right now is not being spoken of. I mean, I guess it happened yesterday, so we'll find out more information on it later this week. Again, still a problem. There are kids ending their siblings' lives for no reason. There was one girl who just went after, I think her sister was like 4 or 5 years old, and wind up knifing her till she stopped moving and left her body on top of a counter for the parents to see. But then when the cops get there, the daughter's crying like she didn't mean to do it. She was sitting there, tears down her eyes, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do it. I don't know what happened. She kept saying that. And I've heard other kids, at the very least in courtrooms, say the same shit. They don't know what happened. Something is wrong. And this is a giant red flag for me, because, and I wasn't even going to do a video like this, but I'm looking at these articles. I'm like, something's not connecting. Now, yes, could it be the food? Because the amount of poisons they pumped into our food over the last 5 years could be that. It could be the microplastics, or it could be the arm ticket that was just given to half the fucking world. It's got to be something, but people need to pay attention to this, and you need to pay attention to your kids. I mean, like, pay attention to them. I thought I was paying attention to my son until he did what he did, and now he's gone. And he took the arm ticket, but he also had another problem going on that I was unaware of. Had I been paying closer attention, he might not have done what he done. So pay attention to your kids, because there are kids that are offing themselves as well. I just heard this morning that some 13-year-old kid on a football team or lacrosse team or whatever it is in Connecticut offed himself. And no one knows why. So either they're offing themselves or they're going after their family member in a rage. But something isn't fucking right. This doesn't make sense. The psychological problems are increasing. The psychosis of people are getting worse. There are people running people over because they got cut off in traffic. Like, when you drive, being cut off is like the shit. Not that it's right, I'm just saying it happens. But to then get in your car and then chase somebody down and mow them down, something is wrong. The human race is obviously getting worse, but it seems to be starting with the kids. There was another video of a kid that hit another kid with his car because he didn't like him. It was something with weed or some shit like that. But essentially, he didn't like the kid, and he hit the kid. And the guy the kid that, you know, hit him with the car, obviously he's doing jail time. The other kid survived. By the way, I thought he was gone, but apparently in the comment section he survived. And then we have this this kid here, this black kid that stabbed this white kid at some game because the white kid asked him to move, and the black kid was like, no, whips out a knife and starts going after the white kid. And then obviously the white kid's not here anymore. And now the black community is trying to stand by this fucking black kid, saying that he was being bullied. The white kid told him to fucking move over or some shit like that. Doesn't even matter what it was. It doesn't warrant that. And now when you look at the pictures of the black kid and in the courtroom, this kid looks like he is I've never seen somebody look so sorry or that look in their face until I saw this kid. Like, this kid initially sounded like, and this kid was the black kid. He seemed to be like on his game. He was okay in school, but he was in the football team. He was in, I think, track. He did shit. But then he turned around and did this. Something isn't tracking. Something is definitely off. Now, I'm going to do a video on the black community in response to this kid's killing. Because they were saying that the white kid deserved it. I don't want to get into it. That pissed me off. I saw a bunch of videos on Twitter in regards to how this white kid deserved it because white people are racist and all. That's a different conversation. But my point is, shit is wrong. Something is wrong. I notice more kids depressed. The hell is that? The fuck you gotta be depressed about? You're not paying bills, driving your car around, working. You're going to school. The summers you got off and you're moping around. A lot more kids are depressed. There is a problem, and we need to identify it, and you need to identify it in your kids before it's too late. Because one thing or the other is going to wind up happening if you have a kid that's moping around or upset or angry all the time or just doing weird shit and you can't pinpoint it. You got to find out what the problem is, and you got to get to the root of this, because this is going to get even worse. I could almost fucking guarantee it. Anyway, guys, this is the Angryprepper. Thank you for watching.